it's Christian, founder at carotul.com. We are the CCIE leaders, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to get a job with no experience. And of course, I'm not talking about any job. I'm talking specifically about a CCNA, CCNP, CCIE job with no experience. And I make this video because there are too many people out there that are totally confused about this, and they keep saying, because if you see the comments in our link in Facebook, they say it's impossible. No one get a job with no experience. And this is, of course, totally rubbish. It's not true at all. And it's ridiculous if we want to be specific, because the truth is that no one get a job the first time with experience, because everyone, when started a job, didn't have any experience at all. Because experience means that you had already the possibility to do that work before. But if you think carefully, how can you start? Well, you start because someone hires you with no experience the first time. This was true for me, will be true for you, and has been true for everyone, and will be true for everyone. And this is a natural law. And you can get experience after working for a while, but when you start, of course, you don't have any experience at all. So people, they write these things, are not so clever, sorry, but they don't think. They really don't think. What they do is they show us their feedback. So what they do is this. Let me represent this journey they do. The first thing they do is, okay, now I want to get some information. So where I get some information, where? Information is free, is for free, is everywhere. You can find hundreds of free courses. So let's get a free course. When I say free course, I'm talking about what you really know. The first thing you try. Everyone tried those things. They're not free, they cost just a few bucks. And you have access to, I don't know how many videos, but and this doesn't work. This doesn't work because don't provide the correct level of knowledge, and doesn't provide any know-how at all. And people are confused. They say, oh, what? Knowledge and know-how are the same things. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So let's clarify also this. So to arrive there, you need knowledge, which is one thing, and then you need know-how. Now, knowledge, let's call it theory. For example, what you see here, I'm discussing with my students now, week 10, lesson 3, we are almost finishing the CCNP, and I'm discussing today PBR, IPSLA, and VPN technologies, and you can see here the content of today's lessons, and this is knowledge. But then we have know-how. Know-how is practice, which means, be careful, it's not experience, it's practice. That can be called experience, but it's not the experience that you're thinking about when you say, if they don't hire me, it's because I don't have experience. No. If they don't hire you, it's because you don't have know-how. Can be considered experience, but it's not experience because you had already worked for a service provider before. No. It's experience because you know how to do something. And you can know how to do something even if you have never worked for anyone before. Just with our course, for example, during the last 20 weeks, you have the possibility to make configuration and getting your CCIE. Those 20 weeks of configuration, of course, you can look around, no one offered that, only us. Those 20 weeks are those weeks where you build know-how. And the employer asks for know-how. Because you can't have know-how if you don't have knowledge. I mean, you can technically. You can, because you could start directly from the know-how and reverse engineering all the knowledge, but it would be crazy. This is what a lot of people do because they don't get the right information in the beginning. And they lose years. Then they say, oh, CCIE is so hard, so difficult, I lost 3 years. Yes, because you didn't get the right information. You studied these courses. They are not working. And to go back to our original topic, how to secure a first entry level job with no experience. There is one thing you have to do. And the first thing is handle rejection. This is the key. Simple, handle rejection. You need to handle the rejection because you see, the problem is that you go to an employer and what you get is feedback. When they tell you, I don't hire you, I'm sorry, because you don't have experience. And for you, this is feedback. And you come to me on my link and you say, hey, Christian, what you say is not true because they didn't hire me because I don't have experience. But this is rubbish. Because you are telling me that these people booked an appointment with you, asked you to go there in their headquarters, and they blocked 1 hour of their time, maybe 6 or 7 people. HR blocked 1 hour, director blocked 1 hour, all the people, your future colleague, your potential future colleagues in IT booked 1 hour. And then they interviewed you for 1 hour, and at the end they don't hire you because you don't have experience. Well, if you have experience or not, they can see it from your CV and they can decide before calling you or even just a few seconds after watching, having a look at your CV if they want to call you or not. Because your experience is written in the CV. So it's not that. The reason why they don't hire you are potentially two. The first one we already see here is the know-how. Well, of course, this is related to the knowledge. If you don't have a proven system that works, like the one we provide, it's the only one who works, and we are the only one who take people from zero, and in 52 weeks, we take them to CCIE level, building an insane amount of knowledge and know-how. But if you don't have this, they don't hire you. And then there is the second one, the one I just told to you about. Handle rejection. Because if you are not able to handle the rejection, I mean, you know, you arrive there, they tell you, sorry, we don't hire you because you need experience. Okay, so I need experience. So I will never be able to start a position. Thank you. I go back to my previous job. This is pathetic. Sorry. Do you know If you know me, you know that I am 47 years old. I am the founder of Karotul.com. I live in Thailand now, and I am in pre-retirement in Thailand because after arriving a certain level in my career, I decided to stop working because I don't need it anymore. And I started from zero. Don't think that I come from a rich family, because not the case at all. I started from zero. When I started, I started with unskilled jobs. I was a dishwasher in London. And do you know how many rejections I handled at the beginning? An insane amount. Just because I don't want to lose too much time, but if I go and I check the emails at the beginning, when I was in London, early 2000, 20 years ago, there was one lady I remember. I hope she's not watching this video now, but I sent her, 100 emails asking for a job because she had a position in a company in London and she had so many jobs that I wanted to do. I don't know if she was good or not, but she had so many jobs and I wanted to do those jobs. Now I wouldn't do them anymore for any reason, but at the time I wanted to do those jobs, were entry-level IT jobs. And I sent her, really hundreds of emails. I remember one day, I was in Kingston upon Thames, and outside, I was having lunch outside. I don't remember exactly where, but I remember that day. She was called Laura, and she replied to me, and she said, Christian, now stop. Stop sending me emails. You'll never find a job in IT because you don't have experience. So I've read that, and the first thing I did, I sent her another email, and another one, and another one. Now, she didn't hire me. I mean, she couldn't hire me because she wasn't HR. She was just a person who had some position. So she was working for an agency. But she has so many jobs. And she just needed to introduce me to a potential employer. And if she did that, probably she would have had a commission. Because I was able to find a job. And in fact, a few weeks after, I got my job. Because I didn't believe what she said to me. I didn't believe. When she says this to me, I rejected. I'm not the wrong one, she's the wrong one. And in fact, now, probably she's still working, same position, still there, same money. I am in pre-retirement in Thailand at the age of 47. And you can ask yourself, but how is possible this? Well, handle rejections. She has a wrong structure in the mind because she believes that if you want a job, you need to have experience. And this is because she works for an agency, and probably when she talks to a potential employer, they tell her, look, please, don't send me anyone with no experience, otherwise I have to. But this is a false belief. This becomes a false belief in the industry. And that's why I found my job. And that's why this is really a stupid belief. And sometimes you are not even called by the companies because they filter you and they believe that if you'll be hired is because you have experience. Because they don't understand. They don't understand. What they want is know-how. And if you think carefully, it's obvious, because the fact that you worked for 5 years in the same position for another employer doesn't mean that you know how to do the work. Doesn't mean that. On the other hand, if you are 18 years old, you just get your CCNA and you studied very hard the concept, and you followed maybe a training like our training where we give you all the information step by step, simplified, you go out there, you get your job immediately. And that's why all our students, when they complete the course with us, they get certified, they found a job. This is the reason, because when they go to the interview, they prove that they have knowledge and know-how. And when they get a rejection, we teach them how to handle this rejection. Because of course you will have rejections. Everyone had rejections, everyone. But you need to be able to handle the rejection. Otherwise you end up believing that what they tell you is the truth. But this is not the truth at all. And I explained this so many times. If it was true, if this was true, now I wouldn't be here with air conditioning in Thailand. I would be still doing dishwasher or unskilled jobs in Italy. But this is not true. Just to give you another example, I remember when I arrived in London and I still didn't get the dishwasher job. Just to give you extra information about my private life. It was several years ago. They told me, what kind of experience you have in Italy? Well, I said, well, I have a university degree. Oh, well, this is not relevant. Okay. Then I have experience because I worked as in a factory. Really? Yeah. So this means that I should find a job for you in a factory. I said, no, I'm not here to work in a factory. Sorry. But if you have experience working there, what do you expect? I rejected. I could go home and say, hey, calling my father and my mother, saying, hey, you know what, you are right when you told me, don't go, don't move, don't go out, because if you go out, you end up to work in a factory there. But I didn't. I just rejected. Because it's a wrong opinion, it's a wrong belief. It's just that people don't understand. Don't understand. You want to change, you change. If you really want to change. So what I did, I decided to go to university, second university in London, and I studied IT. Completely wrong decision. If I could go back, I will never go to university, but because I just lost some time. Better losing time in university with other things, but wasn't that the secret of my career? The secret of my career was this. CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, and I got this with the best possible information, fast, solid foundation, and I was able to handle rejections. I wanted to be an engineer, I became an engineer. I wanted to be a project manager, became a project manager. I wanted to become a technical project manager, I became technical project manager. I wanted to become a sales engineer, I became sales engineer. wanted to become a network manager, I became a network manager. And then I decided to go in pre-retirement at the age of 47. And not working in a factory or dishwasher because I had experience there. This was other people's opinion and was wrong, rejected. So if you understand this, you can get anything. But you still have to consider one thing, that if you don't have knowledge and know-how, the market will reject you. This is the thing. It's not experience. It's not that you need to work for 20 years in the company doing that specific job, otherwise they don't hire you. This is rubbish. And those people don't get promotions, don't get the best jobs, because they do always the same thing. Think about it carefully. Think about it. I'm 47, pre-retirement. What I did was working in a factory, dishwasher, then IT engineer, then project manager, technical project manager, sales engineer, network manager. Look at how many positions I changed. Do you think I had one work with experience? How if I keep changing the position? Every time I started a new position, I started with one characteristic in common: no experience at all. This is the only truth. Every time I started a new position, I started with one characteristic in common: zero experience at all. But I believed that I could do the job. I believed that I could solve the company problem. And I solved it. Always. This is the thing. You need to believe, and you need to reject if someone doesn't believe that you can do it. This is from the mind point of view. But then, into the mind, you need to inject knowledge and know-how. And these things, unfortunately, you don't find it out there. You need to go where the information is. That's why we built this program called Zero to CCIE, where we give you all this information. We teach you everything from the very beginning. In the first 3 weeks, we give you so much information about the mindset. And there are people that are enthusiastic about this. Yes, I want the mindset. I really want 3 weeks. I really, for the technical, I'm okay, but I really want the mindset. And then I have people, no, the mindset, I want to skip. I just want to go to the technical quickly. Well, as usual, the truth is in the middle. You need to start with the mindset. But don't expect that you change completely your life in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, we teach you how to study the following weeks and how to stay focused, how to stay self-disciplined, and how to change as a person on the medium long term. Because you have to change if you want to become another person. I changed. When I was a dishwasher, I was another person. When I was working in a factory in Italy, I was another person. I changed. And if you want to arrive at a different level, at a different position, with a different salary, completely different salary, you need to change as a person. So to go back to our Zero to CCIE program, after the first 3 weeks, where we teach you how to change completely your mindset and how to build self-discipline and how to stay focused, how to make a plan and how to respect the plan, we start with the technical. We are having 4 weeks. We do all CCNA 4 weeks. And don't be scared. People say to me, how many hours I have to study? Well, 1 hour per day, 5 days a week. So it's 5 hours per week. And you can study when you want, because the week will be open for you automatically every single week. You have new material, and you can review this material as many times as you want, as long as you stay with us. The full duration of the program is 52 weeks. And you see, in 52 weeks, we are covering everything from zero to CCIE. So after the first 3 weeks of mindset, you have 4 weeks of CCNA, then 5 weeks of CCNP. Where we are now, we are in week 10, lesson 3. We are doing CCNP. We almost finished with CCNP. Week 12, CCNP is finished. And then we have 20 weeks CCIE theory and 20 weeks CCIE lab, CCIE configuration, all together. Can you imagine that? You know what is this? This means our program is 30 weeks knowledge, average, and 20 weeks know-how. 30-week theory and 20-week practice. That's why our students are so successful. That's why they know how to handle rejections, but they have very little rejection. Because when you arrive at CCIE level and you get your CCIE, you show that you have knowledge and know-how, you arrive on the market and you get the best possible jobs. That's how I am 47 in pre-retirement in Thailand. If I made it, everyone can do it. Simple. So this is the thing. You need to make a decision, a committed decision, and you don't have any excuse. Because until yesterday, you could say, okay, but I don't want to pay $10,000 for a course. I don't know if I will be able to do it, or, well, you don't pay this. You pay per week, every single week. And you see, you can decide every single week if you want to continue or not. So you check the quality we provide you, and you make your decision. I'll continue or I give up. But if you continue, well, you'll do the work, because there's no point that you continue something and you don't do the work. And this system works crazy. That's why the students we have, they stay, because they see the progress and they don't want to stop for any reason at all. Because of course, you pay every week, you see the progress, you make the decision, you continue, you stay, you study, and you get results. You see the progress, continue, study, get results. This is how people change. This is how the life change. And this is how people in the middle of the program, because now we are in week 10, and I start to do this kind of videos in week 10. Why I do this? Because people need to go out and they are ready for having a different work, a CCNP level work. And I have to teach them how to get these jobs. Then of course, inside the program I will give you much, much more information, but I decided to make this video publicly also because it's very important for everybody understanding why they got rejections. They got rejections because they didn't have knowledge, didn't have know-how. Basically, they studied something that didn't work. They passed the exam in a certain way without having solid foundation. They approach the market, they ask the market, and the market say, no way, no thank you. Well, why should it be a yes if you don't have knowledge and you don't have know-how? I said, no, the system is corrupt because I don't have experience. This is rubbish. You don't have knowledge, you don't have know-how. If you have knowledge and know-how, the market hire you. This is the truth. And I offer you a system that provides you knowledge and know-how. And with us, you're getting a massive transformation. And you can decide by yourself because you don't have anything to lose here. You can start, you check the first week, second week, third week, first technical week, and then you make your decision. But you can stop even after the first week if you're not happy. No one do that. No one. Because you'll see the information we provide you is critical, is really powerful. So don't hesitate, have an appointment with me, let's have a chat, let's talk. I will explain in details what I just explained you, and do this, because this is something that will change your life. So you don't have anything to lose, you have a lot to earn and a lot to learn. So get an appointment with me and let's discuss this in details. Link below in the description. Thanks.